Chapter 41, Strength Test. After Su Cheng showered, he went to a club that gave comprehensive sports ability assessment reports. Right now, he was desperate to know his strength and speed level, since these two attributes were crucial to gaining obvious advantages in any actual combat situations. Su Cheng did feel a decrease in his strength after the defective serum was injected into his body, and the biggest influence was on his strength, speed, and stamina, which could all pose deadly disadvantages in real combat. However, in just these 2 days, Su Cheng clearly felt an invisible increase in his power, kind of like he wasn't really sure whether it was there or not. For example, a normal person could get an understanding of the level of explosive power he or she wielded after a few tries, yet Su Cheng couldn't grasp his power at all, as it just broke out of nowhere before his mind could even react to it. For example, just the other day, he only lightly pushed Shen Yao, yet he sent her flying a couple meters through the air. And also that completely uncontrollable subconscious ability. Su Cheng was 1.9 meters tall, but he definitely wasn't one of those big men you would see at the gym. In the military, the soldiers focused on training their comprehensive capabilities rather than their muscles and size, so after being stretched by his height, the muscles on Su Cheng didn't give people a feeling that he was a big guy. This time, he came to this club just to test out his strength again, because there were equipment here that could measure the explosive power a person could put out under any circumstances. A heavy punch from Tyson could reach 450 kilograms or more in power, a heavy kick from the Muay Thai master Aquila could deliver a force of 500 kilograms, and Peter Aerts, a heavyweight kickboxer, kick reached a staggering force of 836 kilograms, which was the undisputed world record in heavy hits. On top of that, Aerts could squat 407 kilograms, bench press 158 kilograms, and deadlift 315 kilograms. Rather than calling him a boxer, he was more like a human weapon. When Su Cheng came to the dynamometer area, he found that there were a lot of amateurs, such as a group of gym hobbyists and young masters. Of course, the young masters were accompanied by beautiful girls. These guys liked to bring their female companions here when they had nothing else to do. Other than showing off their wealth, they also wanted to display their physique to give those girls a sense of security. More often than not, these guys would want their girls to be attracted to something about them other than their money. So, in a city like Shangcheng crowded with young masters that were the heirs of the wealthy and powerful, you could often find them in entertainment and leisure facilities, seeking a true love experience outside of the sugar daddy one. Su Cheng saw a group of guys and women standing by the equipment and playing around, occupying all of the dynamometers by the time he walked over. Without another option, he could only sit down and wait. A woman in a sports jacket, a cap, and a headset was sitting on one of the 3 seats behind him. From her side profile, tall nose, and slender eyelashes, it was easy to tell that she was a beautiful woman. Unlike the other women that were chatting and surrounding their man, this one was enclosed in her own world, listening to music. Then, Su Cheng looked at the people that were on the dynamometers and noticed that there were actually 2 groups of people. One group had 3 guys and 3 girls, and the other one was 2 guys and 1 girl. Looking at the 2 guys and 1 girl side, Su Cheng felt that they looked more like soldiers from a clan rather than spoiled young masters. There were families out there that had been involved in the military for generations, and their families functioned more like a clan of soldiers and their children were raised in that kind of environment. In terms of combat strength, those young masters were no match for those from the military-like clans. However, this didn't mean that the rich families' young heirs would try to please those people in any way. Especially in the city that served as the economic center of the nation, Shangcheng promoted the rich and powerful, and the policies and legislation were especially lenient towards them. On the side of the 2 military clan young members, one guy threw a hard punch towards the dynamometer and the monitor displayed a force of 190 kilograms. He turned to look at the woman sitting in the chair listening to music, and she said, "Try swinging with a run-up." The young man nodded, backed up a few steps and ran over, making another big swing at the target. The data jumped to 230 kilograms. The woman immediately entered the data into her phone, and that was when Su Cheng noticed she wasn't just listening to music, but also recording the stats for them as well. After she finished recording, she said to the other guy, "Shi Wenbin, your turn." The other military clan member nodded and first punched while maintaining his stance. 210 kilograms, not bad. Now with a run-up. Shi Wenbin nodded again, and the power of his fist with the aid of a run-up reached 268 kilograms. The woman said with a little pity, "The data with your run-up isn't optimal, you need to practice the strength of your waist during normal days." Shi Wenbin nodded awkwardly and blushed a little. The bro by his side nudged him with his elbow and whispered, "I told you not to fuck around and visit those massage parlors so much, but you don't listen. Alright, the assessment is done. Overall, your stats are a lot better than average people, but completely not up to our standards." The woman said to those two, "Work harder." "Yes, instructor." The two nodded. On the other side, the young masters also saw these two people's scores. Since their girlfriends were here, they thought it would be a waste if they don't take advantage of this opportunity and show off their own strength. They heard those two calling the woman instructor, so they figured that the other side were most likely part of the military or something. The girls would clearly admire them if they could prove that they had more power than those soldiers. It was an opportunity that was too good to pass on. Humph, if the soldiers of Shangcheng only have this much power, I kind of feel worried for Shangcheng. The female instructor frowned, and those two clan members were immediately riled up. "Mind your own business." The guy that seemed to be the leader of the three young masters just glanced at the female instructor and said, "Check this out." Then, he directly threw a punch at the dynamometer, and the data immediately jumped to 235 kilograms, which was 25 kilograms more than Shi Wenbin's direct punch score. Shi Wenbin's face immediately grew uncomfortable at the sight of this.